A warm welcome to the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi has tested positive for the coronavirus. Fayemi confirmed his health status in a tweet on Wednesday morning. The governor said he's feeling well, but has proceeded on self-isolation in line with the Nigeria Center for Disease Control protocols. Fayemi has directed his deputy, Adebisi Egbeyemi, to coordinate the affairs of the state while he receives medical treatment. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 576 new COVID-19 infections in 21 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The agency announced this in its update for July 21st, 2020. Now, according to the health body, 4 new deaths were recorded on Tuesday, increasing the number of fatalities from 801 to 805. It, however, adds that with 344 patients discharged in the last 24 hours, the recovery rate has risen from 15,333 to 15,677. Out of 37,801 samples now confirmed positive for COVID-19 in all 36 states and the FCT, a total of 21,319 cases are still active. Well, there are now 5 more COVID-19 testing laboratories across the country. The new centers are located in Edo, Bauchi, Rivers, Abia, and Abuja. The NCDC, confirming the development in a statement, said the new labs brings to 58 the total number of molecular laboratory network in the country. At the moment, Nigeria has 46 PCR diagnostic machines and 12 gene expert laboratories. The Oyo State government says the third term 2019-2020 session for secondary schools in the state has been cancelled. The decision, reached at the end of the State Executive Council meeting on Tuesday, means that promotion for all affected classes will be determined by the first and second term continuous assessment results. Now, according to the state government, Primary 6, Junior Secondary School 3 and Senior Secondary School 3 students are to proceed on holiday from July 30 and resume for their examinations in some weeks, while the Basic Education Certificate examination will hold between August 10 and 18, and the competitive entrance examination into schools of science will hold on August 19. It also adds that placement and screening test to JSS1 is slated for August 20, while placement test into technical colleges will be for August 28. A Chinese-made vaccine against the new coronavirus entered the final stage of testing on Tuesday in Brazil, where volunteers received the first doses of what officials hope will be a game-changer in the global pandemic. The vaccine, developed by private Chinese pharmaceutical firm Sinovac Biotech, becomes the third in the world to enter phase 3 clinical trials or large-scale testing on humans, which is the last step before regulatory approval. Around 9,000 health workers across 6 Brazilian states will receive the vaccine, known as CoronaVac, in 2 doses over the next 3 months under the study. We'll take a break here to bring you more stories. Don't go away.
Mr. John! Mr. John! What is it now?
What is it now?
Please turn down the volume of your music. It's too loud.
And how is that your business?
It is disturbing me. I can't sleep.
And the same way you are disturbing my right to good music and where I enjoy it. Eh? What's wrong with you? Is any other person complaining?
Maybe we thought that you have lost your mind. Are you having a party?
I'm just respecting you, sir. You remember, I've paid my husband too.
You will not understand why we are complaining, because you do not care about other people except yourself. Look, the transformation we need in this country begins in this compound.
Yes, now.
From you, and I. This, your selfishness, is an offshoot of corruption. And corruption,
Not in my country.
You know, go to your bank. Go.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. The increased killings in Kaduna are motivated by politics and revenge. This is according to presidential spokesperson Garba Shehu. His comment follows two fresh attacks in Kaduna communities that left over 30 people killed and properties destroyed in the past 3 days. Shehu, in a statement on Tuesday, said Kaduna has a comprehensive security structure in place, but the complicated nature of the situation has made things difficult. According to the presidential spokesperson, the killings have been fueled by the decision to seek revenge. He advised the people against taking laws into their hands and urged them to report threats to law enforcement agencies. Suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, says some of the forfeited assets recovered by the anti-graft agency were auctioned to ministries and government agencies. In a letter addressed to the Ayo Salami-led presidential panel probing the allegations of corruption against Magu, he explained that some of the assets were sold off to agencies of the federal government through special auction with presidential approval. He listed some of the agencies to include Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and the Federal Inland Revenue Service. He said some of these agencies have not paid for the vehicles, but that there was an arrangement that their values will be deducted from the ministry's allocation. Abubakar Malami, Attorney General of the Federation, had accused the EFCC head of failing to properly account for recovered loot and assets. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari for naming a railway station in Agbo Delta State after him. Jonathan, in an interview with State House correspondents on Tuesday, shortly after meeting Buhari behind closed doors at the presidential villa Abuja, described the naming of the Warri Itakpe rail station after him as a good gesture by the president. President Buhari had on Saturday approved that the name of the railway station be called the Goodluck Jonathan Railway Station and Complex.
Let me use this opportunity to commend Mr. President publicly. I've already sent a letter to him appreciating that. It's a good gesture. And even completing the railway program is good. It shows that the president is going on with the legacy projects of previous administrations. And that is the way to go. So I sent a letter to him. I commended him verbally too, but you have asked me now, so let me also do it publicly that I appreciate it, and I thank Mr. President, the Minister of Transportation, and all others that made it possible.
And amid growing cases of insecurity in the Northwest and Northeast, the Senate has asked the Nigeria's military chiefs to step up their response or step aside to enable new sets with fresh ideas to tackle the issue. Lawmakers adopted a resolution after deliberating on a motion on the rising number of casualties among soldiers and other security agencies. The motion was sponsored by Senator Ali Ndume.
The Senate appreciates the sacrifice of our armed forces in the fight against insurgency, banditry, and protection of territorial integrity of Nigeria and several other security assignments given to them. The Senate is concerned that if the trend continues, it will have serious implications on the fight against insurgency, banditry, and other forms of criminality in the country.
Gotten the point, I'm sure you're aware, that last week they said some soldiers deserted the army. When it gets to the point where soldiers who are trained to fight and possibly die decide to leave their command, then we have a problem.
This shows the level of disaffection and disenchantment in the front lines, and to that extent calls for an urgent scrutiny by the Senate of not only the strategic, the tactical and operational details of operations by the armed forces.
Mr. President, I'd like to second the motion as ably moved, that the service chiefs step aside for new people to come in. I so second.
They lay their lives on behalf of all of us. And of course, it's very sad that some of them are deserting, alleged to have deserted Dua Front. We need to get to the bottom of this. This, our joint committee, should be able to find out the facts about this allegation of over 200 deserting Dua Front. And of course, those that are dead will observe a minute's silence, but let me also convey our condolences to our armed forces and the families of those that have lost their loved ones.
Meanwhile, the presidency has responded to the Senate resolution reiterating that appointment or sack of service chiefs is a presidential prerogative, and President Muhammadu Buhari, in his capacity as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, will do what is in the best interest of the country at all times. Let's take a break here to bring you business stories and more. Welcome back. Let's now talk business. The Nigeria Postal Service, NIPOST, has issued new guidelines for courier and logistics services. In a statement on Tuesday, Franklin Alao, General Manager, Corporate Communications, said Isa Pantami, Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, has approved the new guidelines. Now, according to that statement, the new regulation replaces the one which has been in existence since 2001. It adds that the development was made in a bid to enhance the operations of courier services while giving special consideration to small and medium enterprises. The United States has ordered China to close its consulate in Houston, Texas by Friday, dealing another heavy blow to already deteriorating relations between the two countries. The U.S. State Department said the decision was taken to protect American intellectual property, and unidentified persons were filmed burning paper and beans in the building's courtyard. China's foreign ministry described the decision as, quote, an unprecedented escalation which violates international law. It also urged the U.S. to reconsider, saying if it insists on going down this wrong path, China will react with firm countermeasures. President Donald Trump's administration has clashed repeatedly with Beijing over trade and the coronavirus pandemic, as well as China's imposition of a controversial new security law on Hong Kong. To sports now, Leicester City has nominated Super Eagles forward Kelechi Iheanacho for the Goal of the Season award. The club announced the 12 nominations for the award on their verified Twitter handle on Wednesday. Iheanacho was nominated following his brilliant goal against Brentford in the third round of the Emirates FA Cup in January, which Leicester won 1-0. The former Manchester City star scored the only goal of the game after just 4 minutes when he tapped in a cross from fullback James Justin. Other players in the running for the award are Jamie Vardy, Harvey Barnes, James Maddison, Ive Perez, among others. And that's the latest from the newsroom. Many thanks for joining us. Bye for now.